Good morning. My name is Gary Chicory Jr. The class I'm filming this for is FTT 102, Principles of Mechanics and Firearms. The assignment is the cycle of operations, and I am filming this on 1 April 2026. The weapon system that we will be going over this week for the cycle of operations is going to be the M72 rocket launcher. I'm just kidding, April Fools. Don't worry, it is inert. The actual platform that we are going to be discussing this week is going to be my Aero Precision Frankenstein build. It is an AR pistol with a 10.5-inch barrel, and it is bolt action, chambered in 300 Blackout. It is gas operated, and this is representative of the AR-15 rifle platform that we learned this week in our modules. So now that we have seen what we're going to talk about, let's clear the weapon and get started. Let's clear the weapon. So we can see nothing in the magazine well. We'll lock that slide to the rear. And then we can see nothing in there visually, nothing in there physically. Now the weapon is cleared. Let's get on to the cycle of operations. Let's now talk about the cycle of operations. The cycle of operations for this weapon system is feeding, chambering, locking, firing, unlocking, extracting, ejecting, and then cocking. I've taken the weapon system apart so we can see what's going on the inside of this weapon as everything is happening. So the first step is feeding, which also, by the way, involves a simple machine of an inclined plane. So normally you would have ammunition in here, but for safety reasons, I do not have any rounds in there. Your bolt would be to the rear. Then you would insert your magazine, would lock into place. From there, you would hit your bolt release. The bolt would come forward, stripping a round out of the magazine and feeding it into the chamber. Right in there. Now, once that feeding happens and the round is put into the chamber, that is the chambering process. Now, what happens is you can see your cam pin right here. And with the inertia of everything going forward, your cam pin would turn, and this would be here. It would go back, it would lock in place. As you can see, your locking lugs here on the actual bolt face. And then you can see them on the inside, that star pattern of the barrel extension lug. So that is the locking process of it. Now you have firing. Now firing, what happens here is with the bolt forward and the bolt face locked in position into the chamber, what happens is you would put the weapon on fire, and then you will see the hammer go forward and it strikes the firing pin, that metal piece that's in the back right there. It's going to strike that, and that is what sends the firing pin forward. That firing pin will strike the back of the primer, sending the round down the barrel. Now, to help with the unlocking process, as the gas and the pressure is built up and it's traveling down the barrel, right here we have our gas block. Gas block, the gas will come up, travel down the gas tube through here, and then into, right there, as you can see, that's the end of the gas tube. And that is inserted here. That's your gas key. Now what happens is that pressure comes through, goes into the gas key, and that is what, that inertia, that energy is what pushes this back. And what happens is the bolt face will turn to unlock, because that's the next step, is unlocking. and it starts to pull the case out of the chamber. And it's doing that because right here is your extractor. So the lip of the round is underneath that. So as it's pulling it out, that's how it pulls it out of the chamber. Then what happens is this right here, which is spring loaded, which is another SDI honorable mention of a simple machine. This will punch the round out of the bolt face through your ejection port and out of the weapon system. So that was extracting and ejecting. Then what happens is, as that bolt is pushed back into the buffer tube, your hammer is going to go back, and if you listen, that click is when the sear re-engages with the hammer, and that's cocking, setting everything back into motion. Now that we've seen the cycle of operations, the gas pressure is what provides energy for cycling, and it is facilitated by using that gas pressure to go into the gas tube, pushing the gas key, which is attached to the bolt carrier group, and continuing that cycle of operations. As compared to a manually operated system where you have to initiate the steps yourself, like cocking and feeding. One component that is not actively participating in the cycle of operations is the magazine. The magazine is just what holds the ammunition. What is actually feeding the ammunition into the chamber is the bolt. So if this was removed, then there would be no ammo fed into the chamber, or you would have to manually feed that ammo into the chamber. The sources that I used for this week's assignment came from the Sonoran Desert Institute, FTT 102, Principles of Mechanics and Firearms, Unit 1, The Cycle of Operations and Basic Operations Systems Simplified, and this was last updated on 3 October 2025. If you have any questions about what I've taught you today, you can hit me up in my student inbox. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.